enjoying the food?
Yeah.
The cookies. Be careful of those cookies. They're good and they're not too good. What does that mean?
Yeah, not too
Don't eat too many, right?
Not too good.
They're good, but eat too many will not be too good. So just eat some. That's good. Are you connecting with people?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, we want you to think about how to work on certain kinds of issues. So the next session, the next hour, we're going to do something called improv options theater. What's it called? Improv options theater. What is meant by options? If someone says you have options, what does that mean? A voice I've not heard yet. What's the name? Striker? Striker. Can you tell me what the right?
Different choices.
Different choices? That's correct. Yes.
Oh, that's what I was.
Different choices? Okay, good. So we want to, when you're faced with circumstances at school, we want to give you ways you can think about how to be able to respond to different situations. So what we want to do now first is to allow the intern, who's my intern today? Is that Chris? You're my intern. So I am asking if you could read this caption for me. You have it with you?
I don't have a list.
You don't have yours with you. So I'm going to loan you mine. They're going to pass.
Oh, here.
Okay.
I got it.
Very good. So can you just, so listen carefully to Crystal as she reads a scenario for you. You're going to listen to that scenario and then we're going to give you some things to do after that. So pay close attention. Okay.
Okay, so, alright. It says, I am Sam. I was offered a pill that makes you smart and not need sleep from my friend, from my friend at school the other day. And I was sharing, the other day, when I was sharing my stress about my test next week. He said it would help me focus, and he handed it to me. I put it in my pocket even though I didn't intend to take it. So I just want to make sure, like, you guys didn't leave this room with, like, ideas that there were pills that make you smart for some reason, because there really isn't, okay? And this sounds like a scenario that, you know, this person was offered a pill by their friend, and, you know, that person's friend, or Sam's friend, was prescribed that medication for a reason. And, you know, that could have a certain effect on Sam's friend, but then a different effect on Sam himself. So I just wanted everyone to know that. And it's never okay to take someone else's prescription medication. So yeah, this is Sam's situation. He says he put it in his pocket and never intended to take it. So.
This can happen to you. It might or might not. But what we want to do, just in case a situation is occurring, we want to give you ways to think about it. So we're going to do this in small groups, though. We're going to give you an opportunity so you can sit down and interact in small groups, so you can talk to each other in a more intimate way. Now, how many people do we have in this room? How many people do we have other than the adult supporters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So if I have 4 adult supporters, right? 4 in this room. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it puts you all, let's say if you have approximately 5 people in each group, that gives you a chance to interact enough. So if we count off maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will let Andrew be number 1, Joe Carl number 2, Keith to be number 3, and Lynn to be number 4. All right, so we're going to count off 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you will know, you will then work with the person in the group using a number. All right, so Andrew will be number 1, Joe Carl number 2, Keith is number 3, and Lynn is number 4. So can we begin with you?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1. Well, 4. 1,
2,
3, 4, 1,
2,
3.
Good, great. So what you'll do is that you will go to the person, the adult person who's your number, and you're going to go someplace quietly, and then you're going to come back here. Let's see what time is it now. It is now
303.
3:03. So let's reconvene here about 3:50, 10 minutes to 4. Yeah? And you have some questions to go through to work with, and everyone will come back here at 10 minutes to 4. All right? Have a great time, and you're going to go with your group. You will find some place. Don't just up and jump up. One person, with all the ones go with Andrew. All the twos go with Joe Carl, and she'll tell you where she'll go. All the threes go with Keith, and all the fours go with Lynn.
They make sure I understand where we're going.
Right, so you can choose any place you want to go. Any place quiet. You can choose the spot where you want to go. Okay, so you can choose any place where you want to stay here. That's fine. If you want to go outside in the nice, wonderful sun, that is good. On the tree. Right?
Is
So
the
go back
sheriff
down in the
like
class?
us or just us?
you have
So, why don't each of us try to share one thing that you thought of or wrote down, and I'll record our group's responses on this handout. So if we're asked to share in the big group, I'll have everyone's reflection. So number one, what do you think might have influenced Sam to take the pill? Who wants to go first? Avery.
It might have influenced him because one of the tools for not
Do you know a term that we tend to call that?
peer pressure.
Peer pressure. So he didn't want other friends to see him not take it and think that he's not cool for some reason. Okay, so he might have been influenced by peer pressure. Malachi?
The idea that it might possibly work.
You're right. Even if he knows it's probably not going to work, he might have that idea in his mind. He really wants to get smart. Okay.
The idea of not having to stress anymore about the test.
Idea of no stress.
Just said it would help him like on the test and putting words and doing it.
Right, so he wouldn't have to take time to rest. And Jack?
But what I came up with has worse than it was like peer pressure and
So I'll recap. So things that might influence him and make him think twice if he might actually want to take it. That he wants to keep his cool. He doesn't want his friends to see any of his weaknesses, so he might be influenced by peer pressure. The thought that it might actually work and might make him get an A on this test without really having to try. And the thought that he won't have to stress out about it. And that his body won't need the extra time for resting, so that he could maybe spend more time. Does that sound like a good recap? So, the next question, what would the consequences be of him taking, what could be the consequence of him taking this pill that his friend gave him? I'll give you guys 2 minutes, sound good, to reflect on your own and write some ideas down, and then we'll share.
so we'll do the same thing. I'll record your guys' responses. Anyone want to start? Okay, Jackson. So consequences. It gets sick. Lily?
I said it might have like the opposite effect, and that like his friends actually. This one was trying to think of like a positive outcome, like his friends might actually be like nicer to him, and he didn't take it. You know what I mean? Like he might have been worried in first time his friends had talked to him.
So I would think, so I think you're right, but I would think that as like, that's one of the things that we might right. Kind of like
Yeah.
what did you say? What was the first thing you said?
That he might like get addicted.
Okay, so like with getting sick, reaction.
Like his friends were like lying to him, just like fake him, and he would just be like so tired that he would fail the test.
So, like when Lily said the opposite effect might happen sometimes, so like the things that his friend told him would work, the complete opposite could happen. What about, there's some other things that I was thinking of, getting really sick or addicted. His friend could get angry, so I guess that was kind of what you were saying. If he didn't take it, consequence, maybe his friend would get angry. Could get caught by parents, teacher, or like your coach if you're on a basketball team. So you had that, getting caught. Or if he took it and it was seen that he took that by that friend, that could open it up to that friend offering him more or more dangerous things. All right, so then the last question for you guys to, on your own, think about and respond in your papers is what are some more positive options for Sam in this situation? So if you think about it, what are the positive ways that he could respond to his friend handing in that bill? So that bad thing, so that bad consequences wouldn't happen. Time 2 minutes again.
Okay, so who wants to act out Sam not taking it? I'll do it. So that, everybody all right with that? Wait, not taking it? Yeah. As the skit that we okay. Or he takes it and has a bad reaction. Take it and have a bad reaction. Christopher obviously knows you're stressing about it. It's gonna come to your rescue. Thanks, Jim. Wait, what? So, I'm gonna grab this thing, shake it. Do I take take it like right then? Or should I be like 2 weeks later? Let's do it in part. Let's do part one, act one. Yeah, you're just stretching right now. Christopher comes up to you and asks what's the matter.
Hey, I heard that you've been stressing out. Here.
Where'd you go?
Hey, I've heard you've been stressing out.
Yeah, this test is coming up and
Well, I have this pill here if you want it. It can help you focus during the test.
yeah, I might try.
No problem.
So like tomorrow morning.
Okay. Back to you tomorrow morning.
There I go. Should I take it? Just let's try. Like 2 minutes later at my desk. Oh, I don't feel good. I don't think it worked. I think it did the opposite. Can I go to the bathroom? Thank you. Hot. Perfect. And I love it. That's good. Want to take a break and then come back?
I got this pill that makes you not sleep, and you'll do great on your test if you eat it. What do you mean? My doctor the other day said it's stressed out about stuff. I went to the doctor and they gave me this stuff. Is it safe or even legal? No, but no one will know. I don't know about this. No, just do it. That's good. He's like stubborn.
Okay, before we go on to the next one, maybe we should have some questions about the time, right? So let's talk about the first one. What do you think? Do anybody have any comments about the first group? Just want to give people an opportunity. Do you think that's something that it seemed like it answered the 3 questions about keeping them above the influence, keeping them safe from consequences? Yeah. Who do you think, who could people, I don't know, can any of the advisors think of any other questions to ask that maybe prompt? Yeah.
Well, the first group was interesting because I hadn't entertained the thought that the person offering the pill was not known.
Right.
I've been assuming it's 2 kids that know each other pretty well and they're probably even on really good terms. So that was interesting to see somebody offer something and they didn't even know the person.
Yeah. But it could be either way, for sure. I know with prescription drugs, 70% of kids who have misuse one got it from a friend or a family member. So it's probably more likely it's going to be a friend, but it might not be. It might be somebody who's, that's what they do as, you know, so maybe to make friends or for other reasons. So I'm glad that that person said, hey, there's this person. At least they got their first name, so maybe that's something we should try to get their first name, because there's a lot of kids in some of these schools, right? It'd be hard to find them again, maybe. How about the second group? Did anybody have any comments about the second groups? Yeah.
I was just curious because I heard like that sometimes it's not like always safe to just throw certain like drugs or medications in the trash can. Is that something that would be safe?
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. I was thinking that too, like somebody can see it in there, right, and take it. So it's accessible now to somebody else. So it's a good thought, right? Like, where do you dispose of it if you are going to throw it out? Is the trash can maybe the best place? But that was definitely an option, just taking it and that person was very aggressive about taking it, right? It wasn't like, no, take it. So if you're really uncomfortable, But somebody else made a point in our group of like, what if somebody saw you taking it, and then they would tell you, say, hey, I saw so-and-so take a pill from somebody, and now all of a sudden you're getting questioned, and you're like, I just threw it out. So it's definitely an option, but there you can see there's some consequences to it. Good, okay, group 3.
My doctor gave me this as a pill, and you take it, you don't get to sleep, but it'll make you smarter. So you don't even need to worry about the test. You can keep it. Are you sure? It really works. I mean, it'll help you pass the test. Oh, thank you. Keep it. It's difficult. Yeah. It'll help you pass the test. So what? All right. Okay, no loss.
Did anybody have anything they wanted to ask that one? Do you feel like it worked? And seemed like her friend wasn't too like, maybe it was a little awkward exchange, but it wasn't like she was being rude to the friend or just really that, hey, by the way, it's illegal. Prior friend of mine and I maybe even knew that. So now they know. And that was good. Great. Okay, so 4. Sounds nice. Okay, come on up.
Oh, we're 4?
Yep. Okay. I'm fine. Okay.
Hey, Coach. Well, the doctor gave me these pills yesterday, and they're like really awesome. Like they just work. Like you trust me, right? Just like, you know.
I don't feel comfortable taking pills unless they're subscribed to me.
Don't be lame. The doctor, they give them out to everyone, and your parents will want to find out, and just take it.
No thanks. I don't feel comfortable. Besides, it's illegal.
Any comments or questions? We're at 5 now? Okay. Who's group 5? Is that our group? That's our group, right? 5 and 6. Yeah. 5 and 6, yeah. Okay. 5 and 6. All right, come on.
Yeah, I'm really stressed about this test. You know anything that can like help me?
Well, my doctor gave me this pill here, and he says it helps.
No thanks. I think I can pass on.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
So I think that there's a lot of diversity, right? Like everybody kind of did their own, had their own option that they chose out of the, all the options that came out of your smaller group. So I guess the point is that there's always options, right? It's not always like you're stuck with only one decision. I think the best option, truthfully, and remember this, it's really simple. You just say, let me think about it. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. It gives you all the time in the world to think about it and figure out the best option. That's something that you can use for everything, right? Hey, can you come help me, rake the lawn? Let me think about it. Even something as simple as that. I'm really glad that you guys got to process that. So please just think about that for all the things that you do, and even within your groups, your leadership teams. There's always going to be different options. So think about that's a good way to process of what's our options to deal with this particular issue in our school, and finding the ones that are going to work best. So does anybody have any questions? Or does anybody have anything to add?
I'll just add that in our group, one of the options we came up with was the same scenario that you role played, where take the pill in and throw it out. But then we also said there's definitely disadvantages of that. As you mentioned, someone maybe sees you take it, starts a rumor, and now they think that you're a user. We also talked about when you take it from him, it gives him the idea that it's okay for him to be offering you a prescription drug. And he might say to other people, oh, well, I gave it to Bob and he took it, so why are you one? Aren't you my friend? He took it. And so then he could be, going and passing it on to other people. In a way, it's like you lose that opportunity to say to him, it's really not safe. I'm glad you want to help me with my test, but that's not my prescription and I'm not comfortable with it. And you could get in trouble too for offering it to me or passing it on.
Yeah.
I think the best approach is just to be honest about it and say I'm not comfortable with it and it doesn't feel right.
Our group too had two different options, that we were split on two different options, and we actually, one was to tell him to take it and tell him to show an adult, and the other one was to tell him it wasn't right, and we decided that not to take it, but you should still tell an adult so that person doesn't keep doing it to other kids.
Yeah.
So we put them together, two options together.
Yeah. Anything else to add on that? Yes, please.
Did also be the illegal and make things feel bad?
Yeah. Some kids were like, I think I heard somebody say thanks, but like no thanks, like appreciate you wanting to help, but that's not gonna take work for me, and it's, and I love that all of you kind of said, oh, by the way, did you know? Because not everybody knew that. Who knew that it was illegal to give somebody your pill if you had one? Not a lot. Well, some of you, right? But not everybody knew, right? Or did you know that you could get in trouble if you took somebody else's pill and got in trouble with it? Did you know that was illegal? I mean, you see it sometimes, right? Like have you seen everybody adults say, oh, my head hurts, and somebody says, here, take this is work for my, I think sometimes you've seen it, and that's when adults might not even know. Like, ooh, I could get in trouble for giving somebody something for headaches. So it's a learning for everybody. Yeah.
If it's not a prescription thing,
If it's like a Tylenol or something like that. I know you have a school policy around that, right? So you might get in trouble if you took it. I don't know. I don't work in the school, but if like somebody, like an adult gave you a Tylenol, that's not, that would be illegal. But
All medications at the nurse's office.
Yeah, they're at
and as adults, we're not allowed to.
Right.
To give.
But outside of school, I'm sorry. And
Outside of school,
yeah.
it would be prescription only that we're.
Hearing everybody else's skits also a little bit, like we tweaked ours a little bit and then changed it kind of. Also hearing the adults' perspectives on it after they heard it helped. Like when you said it was nice to have like a name, I added a name to that. But yeah, like I added the name and then I mentioned like that it was illegal.
Well, it looks like we have quite a bit of time, Diana. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it not until 4:15 then?
And even then, there was time for reflection, so.
So I don't know if anybody wants to, I guess we could take some reflection time now.
Yeah, sure.
Just to kind of think about all the things you just heard, and maybe think of which one you're going to pick for yourself. You don't have to share it.
And maybe some of the students and the adults in the room have some good ideas about using the extra time. There might be some things that haven't been pursued or fun things to do with it.
So, does anybody have anything, like, other than just kind of reflecting on, yeah?
We could play statues.
Statues, okay. Do you guys want to take, like, maybe 5 or 10 minutes? Oh.
We could play park bench.
Okay. A game, yeah, that'd be nice, right? So you guys just can take 5 minutes, but you guys, do they have journals in their books or?
They do, and the thought was just to reflect about everything that's happened today, not just this activity, and to just give some time first to write, and then maybe just talk a little bit about it. And that can be in the small groups. I don't know.
Hey, are you having trouble studying? Oh. Yeah, a little. I have something that might help. These pills here, take them. They work. Okay. Hey, Dad, this kid named Jackson gave me this pill that's supposed to help me study, and I didn't feel so comfortable with it. It's supposed to, like, help you and all. I should talk to the principal then. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you have any questions for that team? Any questions? Just raise your hand if you have a question for them. Team? Okay, I have a question. I noticed that you took the pill. What did you take it? What made you take it? What made you take the pill even although you didn't seem as though you wanted to take it, but you still took it? What made you?
Because I wanted to go, like, throw it away farther.
So you took it, so you threw it away?
Yeah.
So you knew, from the time you took it, you knew you were going to throw it away, but still you took it. Why did you take it then if you know you were going to throw it away? Why didn't you just say, oh, I'll throw it away, I'm not going to take it? Why did you just take it then even though you know you weren't going to use it?
I guess because of peer pressure.
Peer pressure. So you felt as though that Jackson might be offended if you didn't take it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a real scenario where if you don't take something, the person might be offended. So some people do not want to offend people, so they take it. That's one step. You take it part because you don't want to offend someone. And also, too, Jackson might be a very popular person in school, might have a lot of power, etc. So you're trying to see if you can make sure. They don't know your personality. You might be a personality, so why would Jackson want to give you a pill because you took it? There's one. Any other questions you have for that team? Any other questions?
But you took it and threw it away. You didn't actually take it, though.
So where would you throw it away? School? Where do you throw it away?
I think at my house.
You would do it in your house?
I don't know. We kind of just, like, chose by deciding. We went down the, like, list and decided which one we
Well, I think it's important to think about if you take it without the intention of actually taking it. Like you take it, but you're only doing it to be a friend. What happens when Principal Lyman has a report that you were seen taking that from Sam or whoever. Now all of a sudden, even though you have zero intention of taking it and you want to stay out of trouble, now all of a sudden you're called into the principal's office and you're searched. Now you're really, so those are some other things. So even though, hey, I'm going to take it home and like flush it down the toilet and tell my parent, you don't want to get in trouble, you could unintentionally get in a lot of trouble.
So she's not a bystander, she's involved in the crime. And so you're actually involved in the scenario, you're involved in the crime. So here you are, he can say, oh, I just gave that to her because she said she wanted it. She keep asking for this all the time. The person could turn some lights with that and say, she always asks me for these things that I want to just give it to her. Then you say, I never asked him for it, but you took it. So then you have to now try to justify why you took it, even though you weren't planning to use it. So it gets real complicated. Because you didn't plan to use it, but you still took it. And the people got evidence. So, and now in these days with the photo, someone may actually have a picture of you taken. And someone took a picture of you. See, that's when they gave it to her. But they only gave it to her because she really wanted it. What are you going to say?
I don't really know, because in that situation it would make it seem like he did take it.
So there are implications for all of our actions. There are implications. Yes, you have a question?
Also the guy might like come back and give her some more, thinking that she already took them.
Excellent point. So you took it, so no, what is Jackson thinking? Jackson's thinking, you know, she probably likes it. So she likes it, so that means I have a person that will hook later. So when Jackson comes the second time, that's a very good point. And what are you going to do? Take it and throw it again? What are you going to do?
I would probably that time say that I didn't actually want it. And so it's probably not a safe choice for him.
Any questions or thoughts from anyone else around this? It's a little easier though if you make your standards known earlier. Declare who you are around these issues. It's easier. Because if you say, you know, I don't do that, then he may come back again, but when he come back again, he may come with something else, but at least he knows where you stand. So the question is, are you going to let the person know where you stand on these issues? You said no. Why not?
Because then they keep control of you, so they can...
So here you are, he wants to offer you drugs, and you're saying, I don't do drugs, I can't take pills, I'm sorry, I will not. That's your stand. You're letting him know where you stand. Yeah. Is that good?
Yeah.
Right, so you agree with me?
Yeah.
Oh, you do. Okay, thank you. Okay. Any more questions from that team? Anyhow, great job, team. Much appreciated. Team number 2.
Just want to preface our improv with that we know what the right answer is about not taking other people's medication. We just wanted to do a little variation on what could possibly happen in situations like this.
Most people who take drugs say that. Just kidding. I hate that one. Thanks very much. That's right.
Just stand up so you can be there when it's time to do this. Okay.
Hey, I heard you've been stressing out some lately.
Yeah, this test is coming up and I don't know.
I have this pill if you want. It helps you focus during the test.
Yeah, I'll try it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The next day.
Oh geez, here's the test. Should I take it? Or it's worth a try? At my desk. Oh, I don't feel so good. Maybe that pill didn't do what I wanted it to. Oh. May I please go to the bathroom? Thank you. End.
Now we have some questions for them. What questions do you have?
What did we do?
Yes, and I'm listening to you. Everyone? Okay, I have a couple. So here you have a scenario. Took the pill. Now you're putting something foreign into your mouth. You don't know. You do not know what it was prescribed for. So that's the first question. You're putting something in your mouth. When you're putting food in your mouth, those who love food? Love food? You love food?
Wait, I love food.
Who love food? Good. Now, you know what's going to happen. You have a cookie. You eat the cookie, what should happen? But you're taking something. What questions do you have about this substance that you're taking? Something that you don't know. What questions would you have about that?
What does it have in it? Like is this like food or like a pill?
So what does it have in it? When you all go to the store, do you read the box, the labels on the box, what it contains in this? Do you all read the labels? Your parents read the labels?
Yes.
Okay, so you let your parents read the labels, right? If your parents need to let you read the labels, right? Read the labels some more. So you have an item, you're not too sure what is in it. What questions do you have around that still? Any other questions around that? Not too sure what's in it, what other questions do you have? You saw what it did to, what's it in? Striker. Well, saw what it did to Striker. What did they do to Striker?
Made him sick.
Made him sick. So what kind of questions do you have when you're taking something that you don't know anything about? What kind of questions you should have? What can this do to me? What can this do to me? How much, yes?
Side effects.
What are the side effects? Everything has side effects. Some things are good, some may not be good. So what are going to be effects on my body of this thing I'm taking? How might it affect me? How can it affect my life in so many different ways? So you have to stop and think about those questions. Here I am taking this pill, and I'm not too sure what it will do. What other things can it do? It can make you sick in terms of stomach. What else can happen to you?
Headaches.
You can have headaches. What else?
Either you could hallucinate if it's an actual drug, or something else could happen where you could get into serious danger.
Right? What else?
Get a stomach ache.
Yes. And vomiting might not be good. What else?
Where you where you want to commit suicide and you get stressed.
You're not too sure what they may play. And also too, it's prescribed for someone. I tend not to wear other people's glasses because even though those glasses are good, if they're not prescribed for you, they can also, so here I have glasses, and someone says, I want to borrow your glasses. Although they're prescribed for me, it may be medication that is good for me. But what is good for Peter is not necessarily good for Paul. It can also mess with some person's system. So even if it's a prescription medication, it may actually create some problem with your system. Are you with me? So if this person may say, oh, this is prescribed medication, just take glasses. Some glasses may hurt your eyes, even although they're glasses prescribed for someone. Are you following what I'm saying coming from? So you have to ask yourself how this thing may affect you. If you start with one drug, that drug could also, it may do something good for you as well. The drug actually help you stay awake and may help you do your homework better. It's good. And then you may say, I want to try another one. When you do that, what is beginning to happen? You say the drug did something good. It did something good, you were able to do your homework, you stood up longer, and you were able to wait, I did not sleep tonight for 3 hours. I only slept 3 hours, and I'm feeling good. Maybe I need more of this. Now, what is beginning to happen to you? What might be happening here?
You're gonna think every drug is good and
Yes, you may think so. It may be good in the short term. What else is happening?
If you take it all the time, if you take the drug all the time, and then some of the days when you don't take it, you could feel totally different, and then your normal self might not feel good.
Good point. Very good point to know. Yes, what else?
You get addicted to it.
What is meant by addicted?
That's what you really want it, and like sometimes you might feel like you can't survive that.
That could be very dangerous because now you realize that there are things that can help me stay awake longer. But that has consequences. You decide you're not sleeping well, how would that affect your body in the long run? In the long term, how would it affect your body? If you're taking a drug that keeps you awake longer than you should, you're not sleeping only 3 hours sleep per night instead of the 8 hours sleep, how would that affect you in the long term or a long period of time? How might it affect you over a long period of time?
You're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep a night, and you start getting 3 hours of sleep every night. That's what he's asking. What will happen?
You'd be tired, what else?
Like I said, when you don't take it, you're gonna be like super tired. Because you have to stay awake.
Good. And what else? What else do you think about in terms of those consequences?
You're not going to have enough energy.
Not enough energy? Yes, not enough energy. You know, it's going to play a lot of danger with your body. So you're getting into a very dangerous position. So you have to be very careful. All these things have consequences and may come back to haunt you much later in life. So it's going to affect you, affect your brain, You know, and after a while, it can actually damage you. You know? So you got to be very careful of these kinds of things. So the consequences for our behavior. Every behavior has a consequence. All right. Any other statements or questions before I move to the next scenario?
Just that one of the other things that they wanted to show with day 1, day 2 was that, you know, started taking it at the beginning, it wasn't necessarily intent on taking it, getting himself out of the situation, but as the day came closer to the test and stressed about the test and not having to study gets closer, then the mere fact that you have it amps up the chances of you taking it.
So just the fact of taking it puts you very vulnerable to want to, the fact that you took it and have it in your possession makes you vulnerable to want to actually ingest it or actually put it in your mouth. So the danger, so if you can stop earlier, the earlier you can stop, when you don't have possession of it, the safer you are. That's the point Joe Carlin is making. Yes, that's right. Yes. Your hand's going up. Okay. I like your attitude. Get involved at all costs, like that. Okay, let's go to group 3. Yes, go for it, group 3.
This is Lily and Brian from group 3.
Hey, what's up? Nothing, what's up? I'm just so stressed last night. I didn't get any sleep and I'm so stressed about the test. Really? Yeah.
I'm not. I have a skill. You wanna try it? Actually, so I don't exactly have to sleep and it actually makes you smarter. And I've given it to other people. They really liked it. So,
what does it contain?
I don't know. I just found it in my bathroom.
So, usually I get sick a lot, so I'm allergic to everything, so,
Okay. See you later.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Interesting scenario. What questions do you have? I have many. What questions do you have? Nobody have any questions? Yes.
It might have been just a question, but the thing that also becomes apparent to me is that these kids aren't drug dealers, they're not pushers, they're just trying to be helpful. You know, this helps me, maybe it'll help you, which can also be a trap for me.
Okay. So you were trying to be helpful. You were trying to be helpful. So you thought the person was stressed and you were trying to make this thing help me and they help them. Okay, all right, that's a good point to know.
Don't eat stuff you find in your bathroom.
You find something in your bathroom, you don't even know it was something that killed someone, you don't eat it? That's just, okay, all right.
what made you resist taking the pill? Well, apparently Sam was allergic to almost everything.
Oh, allergy. Okay, a couple of questions there. So, what's your name? Lily. So Lily is offering Sam this pill. And Sam said, I'm allergic to it. Now, Lily took it back. I thought Lily took it back kind of easy, okay? Usually when people give you something and they give you all the nice speech before and you give it back to them, they don't say, no, you know, in my culture, if someone gives you something, you really don't give them back. You know, it's really an insult to give back people's stuff. Lily, you could have used that line on end. In my culture, you can't give back stuff, but then it shows that you don't like me. So you're trying to tell me you don't appreciate what I give you? So that's the pushback. So these things can happen where people push back to you. What are the things when people say to you at that particular junction? They may say, you can't give it back to me. I give you something, you don't want it? Will you try and tell me my thing's not good? What else might they say to you? Anything else? You don't like my stuff? My stuff not good? It's good for me, it's not good for you? What are you trying to tell me? My thing's bad? So here you are now, don't know what to do. All of this stuff you feel under pressure. So most likely you will probably take it. Especially have this tall person that you looking at. You know, and the expression. You think that it's not good? You sure good they look? You're trying to tell me it don't look good? Okay, all right. So all this stuff going on at the same time. How do you deal with that? Any thoughts on how do you deal with that? Lily's going to respond? You're going to deal with yourself. I like that. Go for it. Lily, you want to respond? No? You were going to respond? Sorry, Lily. Who wants to know? How would you respond to that? All of what Lily is saying to you. Any responses? Yes.
Well, in my culture, it's
Say that again.
in my culture, it's actually a compliment to give you your stuff back.
Love that. Or you can add, in my culture, when you really don't want something, it's best to give it back and not to throw it away behind people's back. Because in my culture, I have a culture of honesty. If you don't like something, we actually say it to people. Because I think it's really impolite to take things and not use them. I will not use it, so I want to be honest with you. When you take it back. I like that part. Great space. Yes.
I'd probably like try to back out of it, but not be rude about it. I'd probably be like, no, I don't know what's in it. I might get really sick. Something might happen to me. So I'm not trying to be mean to you, and I'm not trying to insult your culture, but that's something that I just can't have.
I mean, I think the allergy wrap is a good one, because I think we are all respectful of allergies.
Yes.
You know, it's like giving someone the peanut. We can't have the peanut, no one would, you know. Do you really have allergies?
No.
Oh, but I mean, it's, you know, I think that we've grown up in a culture that's a respectful thing of like, oh, sorry, you know, because you don't want to get someone else sick, even if you're trying to be cool.
I was just going to say, I think the reality of these situations, they do happen. I was telling my group this exact scenario happened in the school I worked in. Exact. Wow. And it was a caffeine pill. It wasn't like you know, it's something you can buy in Walgreens. And, but the pressure, like it's hard to duplicate the pressure in here. It could be like, you could be a girl and it's this cute boy that you have a crush on that's doing this to you. It could be stuff like that we, in these little improvs, we don't really think about, but the pressure of somebody you really look up to is offering this to you, like the best baseball player on the team or something. And there is tremendous pressure to cave to those other kids that you look up to, or want to be cool like them. That don't forget, when you start to feel that, cut back off and really think. Because I think that pressure, they're picking you for a reason to try to give you that drug, and be very powerful.
Now, another one that you could use there is, this is a time you could also invoke my mother. My mother said to me, do not take things from strangers that I don't know about. And the person said, so you're a mother's girl, or mommy's boy. And they said, well, my mother has been good to me. Has your mother been good to you? Would your mother do something? So you have to figure out how to respond to some of these pieces. Another thing you can do is use the principle. The principle said not to take things from strangers, or from things that you're not too sure about, or things that you don't know the ingredients. So things that you can invoke or call upon some person with authority as well. So there's some areas around those you can work with. And if they try to bash it down, you know, politely ask for an excuse, and you can step away. So there are little things to work through, but it's difficult, peer pressure. As a 17-year-old, not so long ago, when I was 17, I had a lot of peer pressure. I can talk about it as fresh in my head, but it was not so long ago. That was meant to be a joke.
Yeah, no, I got it. How long ago was that?
Well, 5 years ago. What do you think? At this point, you can't stop the leg. Okay. Group four.
Mommy, brings you.
Snap into action.
Okay, hello. I am the narrator and voice of reason. Today is the not so far away future of October 2nd, 2015, and this is a CIT, and the students are studying for a big test. And as you can see, Sam is very nervous. Sam's friend notices Sam acting very nervous and offers to give him a pill to help.
Hey Sam, you wanna
pill for the test, it'll make you be smarter.
Now, Sam, how do you feel after taking that pill from your friend? So what's your decision?
I didn't hear that one.
Talk to my dad about it.
Good one.
Hey Dad, my friend wants to give me this pill. What do you think I should do?
Son, you're smart without a pill sometimes. But you made the right choice coming to a parent. You're smart. Good job.
Any questions you have for that team? Yes.
Did you dispose of the pill?
Well, he gave it to me. Oh, yeah.
So you go check and see if it's bad. Good boy.
So one of the things that makes me think about, because we were talking earlier about the principal has maybe heard that this was going on and you're holding it in your pocket. And so, and I immediately, as a teacher, if I'm handed any medication or anything, that I usually take it right to the school nurse. That's what I would give medication to the school nurse. But one of the things to remember, in order so you don't have that double problem, Sam, of being questioned, but you took it, you have it, you're the taker, is to be aware of that. It's okay to be confused and and to immediately report it to an adult in school, to the principal or the nurse, and say, I took this, I'm nervous, I want to give it to my dad, can you help me? Call my dad or something like that, and they can help you. So, and don't panic when the principal calls you in. You're not in trouble. Just keep it calm, keep it honest, and I'm confused and I took it, and it's okay at that level. It's better to say no, but sometimes you can't do that. But to immediately get the connection you need to get to your dad through the principal or nurse.
This is a real critical point, because if you have some kind of reaction, negative reaction to this, now the first thing the doctor will ask, what do you take? And because they need, in order to prescribe a solution, they need to know what you took. And if they know what you took, it's going to be very difficult for them to try to save your life if you have some real bad reaction. So understand how dangerous this can be when you took something and it reacts to you so negatively. The doctors need to know what it was so they can prescribe some kind of solution to it. Can you understand how important this is?
Yes.
So take something that you're not too sure how, and this could actually, can cost someone their life very easily. Yeah.
And as kind of trying to figure out what's going on in school, the more the adult, the school nurse particularly, has the medication in question, they can figure out where it's coming from,
right,
and what kind of infiltration it's had in the school, and of how dangerous it could be,
yes,
or not dangerous.
Right. Any other questions for that scenario? No, you've done a very good round. Let me give you another round of applause. All of you a round of applause. Powerful scenario. Now, what did you learn? Let me tell you one thing you learned from these 4 scenarios you saw. Think carefully. Just take some time to think. What are some things you learned? Just one thing you learned. What did you learn from this time together over this? Yes.
Don't take pills that you don't know that are prescribed for you.
Good. Thank you. Yes.
If someone does offer it, just don't take it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Not even
Okay, we'll come back to you. Yes.
They take pills that your parents or your doctor or your school nurse gives you. Don't just take stuff that somebody at school gives you.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Anyone else?
Thank you.
Yes.
I have a question. What would happen if somebody said, like, they didn't describe it as a pill, but they more said, I have this thing that helps me, not a candy, just like something, and then they didn't know what it was exactly, so they didn't actually know it was a pill or not? Would, like, it make you want to take it more, or like, less?
Very good. Let one of the other two respond.
At our school, we have a chart on our nurse's door, and it shows us like pills that look like candy or just like things, just candy and stuff. So you can know.
Anyone else want to respond to that before I give my response? Now, what I would say is that you don't know what's in it. That's the key. And because you don't know, I will stay away from it because it could hurt you. It might be just something harmless, but if the person is saying to you they do not know what is in it, why should you take it? What's the motivation for you to take something that you do not know if it is good for you? That's my question to you. What's the motivation to take something that you don't know if it will be good for you?
I don't know, like, I wouldn't take it more, I was just wondering. Like,
Yeah, but that's a very good question. You know, so those are the things I think you need to think about. One of the things I want to reinforce is you have the power of choice. Choice is in whose hands? Whose hands is choice in? No, you can't come home and say they forced me. Yes, they may have, but you still have the choice. You can say, look, I don't care what you do to me, I cannot do it. I made the decision about these kinds of things, and the choice is in my hand. You have the power of choice. So lots of things that influence you. And there are times that you may not always make the right decision because we are still growing. I'm sure some adults here have made some bad choices in their past. Keith, right? You've made some bad choices?
Never.
I thought you made plenty. Lynn, you've made some bad choices in the past, remember?
I have.
Yes, sir. Okay. Joker? No, Joker is the principal.
See, the principal.
No.
Okay. So she didn't make bad choices. Dan, you made bad choices?
I have made.
Okay.
Made bad choices.
Good. And even I have made bad choices. I think I'm the oldest person in the room, right?
Right.
You skipped through.
I know it. And you don't make bad choices. And you made bad choices? Yes. You made, okay. So we are adults, and we look back and we can tell you that we've not been perfect. We may look perfect, right? We may all look perfect, but we are not. We've made some bad decisions, and sometimes we have to suffer some bad consequences. But sometimes we also notice that some of our friends made bad decisions, and we learn from our friends sometimes. I've seen some of my friends, I've had friends who've died from drugs. I've had quite a few friends who've died from very bad decisions. So I'm not trying to scare you into it, but I want you to think that some things that don't seem as though they'll hurt you, they might. I'm not saying that they all will. And I would say it's best to make the mistake on the side of caution. So I'm not too sure. You know, I'm not too sure. I'm going to take it because I'm not too sure. Don't think that is wise. I'm not too sure what it will do to me. So what should I do? I'm not too sure what it will do to me. So I will not take it because I'm not too sure. It's best to err on that side of. We say it is best to err on the side of caution. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand that statement? Those who don't understand that statement. Those who do not. Everyone does? Good. So what we did today is to give you an opportunity to stop and think that even although you may have peer pressure, you still have alternatives. If you think that you're going to be ashamed and you don't have the power to stand up against someone, you shouldn't take it. But if you feel as though you have no choice and you did, you should probably, the best thing after doing that, if you felt as though you had to take it because of the peer pressure, the next best thing, if you're at that position, what is the next best thing to do? You felt as though you had to take it because of the peer pressure, so you took it. So you're at the point where you took it, what do I do now? What's the next best thing to do?
Give it to a teacher.
Give it to an adult as soon as possible. Don't delay. Because the longer you delay, the implications, they may think that you had planned to use it, that you were part of this scenario. If it happened to be some drug related, etc., you're caught. So if you got to that point that you had to take it, the next step is get it to the adult. get to the school nurse, get to a teacher, get to the principal. Don't even wait till you get home. Because if you're caught on the school premises, they'll say you had plans to take it. And you may not have been. So that's the next best thing if you had to take it immediately. Do not even wait for a class. It is so urgent, get to an adult, get to the nurse, etc. Are you with me? Speed, yes.
Sometimes it's not even peer pressure. Like some people get threatened to take stuff.
That's true. Right. This is great. Excellent point. You may be even threatened, so you may have to take it. And if that's the case, you have to think with your options there. You don't have to put it in your mouth. You don't have to ingest it. It's true though that you may have peer pressure or be threatened and say you got to take it right now. Suppose you're threatened and say that you have to take it. That's the next step. Suppose it's in some place on the premises of school, of the compound where no adult is present. What do? You have to take it. What do? You end up having to take it immediately. What do? What choices do you have after that?
Run to a teacher and say I need to go to the doctor's because I took a pill when I was supposed to go.
And you don't know what it's go to the nurse immediately. That's the next step. Because your life and your safety, do not play with your life. You just don't.
And make sure you get a good look at what it looks like because they're probably going to ask you what it looks like.
Yes, right. That's good. That's good. Y'all have been so thoughtful. You've been very, very thoughtful. I really appreciate y'all thinking this through. And we don't know what will happen as you go through school over the next year, but we hope that you got some things out of this where you actually can think about it and recognize that you do have options to work with, right? So what I think we can do now, we have a few moments. We can give them some time to work on their own. We can do that, or we can actually so there's some questions here actually. If you turn to your, I don't know if they have this as a handout, you should have this as a handout. So there's a handout, planning decision making. Okay, so is there a handout is there? So you have a few minutes that we can work with. So do you have the handout?
Yeah.
What do you think might have influenced Sam to take the pill? What are the consequences of Sam taking the pill? What are some positive options for Sam in this situation? Now, do you have your pen or pencil? Those who do not have their folder, Where's Eden? Eden Gorse? Where's Eden? I have yours. You're most welcome. Where's Grace? I have yours. So, see if you can find your sheet. So, I would like you to sit down and reflect, and you can just jot down and make some responses to these. If you did some of these responses, no. I want you to do the opposite. I want you to take it up, and I want you to hold it. I want you to find your handout. So, good. Next up. So, I want you to find it. Good. So, good. Yeah.
So even though we did it a little bit in the group, you can now add to it.
You can now add to it. Let's think of all the things you heard. And then jot down something that you didn't put down before that you heard, that you could add something new to it. So even although you heard, I want you to reflect on it, but this is really important. So what do you think might have influenced, so write down some of those. What are some of the consequences of taking this pill? What might be, so some of the things we said. And then last one, what are some positive options other than what you discussed that you can write down? Just write down some other things and reflect for a few minutes. Spend 5 or so minutes doing this, all right? And we're going to do it quietly. Just about 5 minutes, just making some jotings. Oh, you are so fortunate. I have two more things. I think you do 2 things. Yeah, lucky one. I'm going to go to the tennis court and I'll be there setting up some tennis, and I think I'm going to go and bring my cricket bats. I didn't want to play cricket. They also know to play cricket. Cricket?
Yeah.
Don't worry your mind about that. I made a pillow. Yeah,
Here's the other one I need to pick up. Load me up here. There we go.
Follow everyone. One for all. I'll be the quarterback.
There we go. All right, let's we're getting it going.
Come on in,
I'm gonna die. You go so you come on. I have no idea how to play football. I have to play. You have to play. You'll be fine.
You too. We need you.
What is it?
We need you. Oh.
That would be very dangerous.
Good.
Alright, guys. I finally got her.
Now let's just go over the basic principles of touch football. Oh, wait a second. You're going on the field, so you're going to have to move that to the
Oh, sure. Yep.
All right. So that's one goal, between those two. We don't want to hit the tree. The field will be like kind of like from the tree over here to that yellow post, up to the other tree. So that other tree is the next goal line. Somebody was running through the bag. Like, you got it. That'll be the top of the tree. That's our field right in here. Okay, now, whoever has the ball, a little this way. All right. So let's split up two teams. Girls on both teams. Okay? So let's split up two teams.
All right, in the circle, guys. We'll count off by two.
Here we go. Circle. Counting number 1.
2.
All right, one's with me.
2. We're 2.
Come on, 2. Get over the girl. Come on, 2. All right. Couple guys with me.
2 guys.
2 guys with me, doesn't matter. I knew you. Okay. All right, so you guys are going to have the ball first. All right, so you guys are going to have the ball first. You have 4 downs to make a first down. You have to pass on 3 of those downs. 3 passes is the first down. Okay? 3 passes is the first down. 4 down, 3 passes. When you're on 4th down, you decide to kick or make. Let us know where you are, kick or make. And there's no tackling. It's all 2-hand touch. So you get the ball, 2-hand touch. Don't touch the person. 2 hands, that's it. All right, so we're going to get you the ball. You can start right there on the 20. And you have to just cover. Cover quarterback.
Play part.
Rushing, 1001, 1002, 1003, and then you can run. But you gotta count to 3.
No tackling.
It doesn't count as a running play.
Oh, I am? Okay.
Yeah, so you're a big IT guy here.
Okay, so some of these people do
Let's try to get over.
Couldn't run without you.
Yeah. Say
You
hi.
gotta show Crystal how to run one of these cameras, by the way.
Open and that's it.
Tomorrow.
Try not to get that. Lift.
Hi.
Cut.
Get
Squid at
nervous.
it. Okay.
cover somebody.
2 hands.
Here we go?
Yeah.
All right, 2 hands right there. Here we go. All right.
Yay.
1 completion. Everybody covering somebody? Somebody you want to cover?
When in doubt, just throw it.
2001, 2003.
Boy. Check.
Oh, yeah!
No.
No! Keep going! Whoa!
Injury on the field.
Right here, first down. Going this way. Oh, yeah, we got a player.
Wow.
Throwing interceptions at teachers.
Oh.
So we go to 1001, 1003, 1000.
All right. So you have to guard somebody.
1, 2, 3.
Yes, when I say go, go.
I got Mr. Staley.
When I say 1003, sprint over.
Somebody just has to get it to me.
No, you don't talk to me.
You guys ready? Okay, go.
1001, 1002, 1003.
Hey! Right, go! Not fumble. Not fumble. Yay! I tried to jump and I was like, no!
Second down. Okay, let's huddle up again. Let's huddle up. Make sure we guard somebody.
It's good that people are tall so they can do that. I got it. Ryan is. Yeah, that guy makes
Clear ball, second down.
Right up to the line of scrimmage. Want to be right up to the Okay, hey. 1001, 1000. Good, good. That's first completion.
Third down.
Third down, right here. No. All right. Now, it gets narrow in here.
You don't need to huddle every time, Mr.
Yes, we do.
Staley.
Come on. It's not like a bonehead.
Now, what was that play? You guys all run and I'll throw it?
You guys all run and I throw, you try to ball and open, right? No!
No idea. I mean, I have no idea what was going on. Oh yeah, I wasn't capable.
Now remember the run.
1001, 1002, 1003.
Hey!
JV's walk. You guys up there. Yeah, we'll kick to you.
Over here, two's over here. Because they kick it to us and we try and catch it.
Yeah, be careful. All right, we're going to put it down.
Remember, you can take it me.
All right. Mr. Staley's going to have to force me to start dominating.
Everything. And it comes over there.
Out of bounds, way over there.
Out of bounds, free kick. Out of bounds.
Free kick?
Yeah.
All right, let's go, boys. All right, all set? Oh, look at that.
Oh.
First down on the 20, right here.
Yeah, and now we're
47-yard punt.
First down. All right, come in now.
All right, we're winning, so.
Hey, where's that team? Come on, close. got it. Right here.
Ah.
It's out of bounds. Way out of bounds.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Okay. Second down. Second down. Good job.
Shoelaces.
Sandals. Everybody got somebody? All right.
Wait.
Oh, he's running. Hey, maybe this is unfair. Do you have a picture? They're gonna catch it. Oh, you're a champion. Wait, you're done.
Wait, do we have the first?
Yeah, you're in a huddle. That would be smart if you huddle. You're gonna get the first down here.
Hike it. Somebody hike it. Make a move, get open. Hike it.
Third down now. Right here. It's going long.
Oh.
Out of bounds right here.
Nice play, though.
I had it.
It bounced right out. I saw your big palms down there.
I will try that.
I think we gotta widen the field there.
Wow. That was amazing. That was the tip drill that we've been planning. All right. Huddle up. Where are we going now?
We need a short
Yeah.
I think if you running the wrong way.
We just go for it. I'm going straight for you.
Catch it, run. I got it.
Go. Got him. Interference. Watch that.
I tried to catch it.
Let's come up closer and guard this play.
Let's come up and guard. Who's guarding him? Stick with him. Go!
Dang it. That's why you're tall. You can kick it farther.
All right, hold on. I'll take it.
Straight.
You go.
Why not?
That was a lateral.
That's a lateral.
Run with it. Catch it, run with it. All right, we got one completion here. Second down. Hike. I think you're out of bounds.
Hold it, right here. Come over.
Yay!
We have video evidence if we need.
Prove it. Yeah.
You okay?
Fair ball.
Cut your arm.
What's it? Third down.
First down. Got 2 completions. 3 completions?
Third down. Just need one completion, we get first down.
Yeah, you need one.
How much?
We have to get it in between the trees?
Yeah, that's what we did. We did it well.
Here, first down. First down. Am I right here? I don't know. I'm right here.
First down.
Hey.
First down.
Why did I jump off that?
First down to
We
go.
got some tight corners down here.
It is tight. It's very tight.
All right.
I jumped because I thought you were going to slide more, so I don't know.
Set. Hike.
Watch out for the apple.
Okay. Tired.
Maybe we're already in. We're
We got about 5 more minutes, people.
Last play of the game.
Hey!
All right, I'm gonna go to
Hey, right here.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ron Staley. I'm Superintendent of Schools in Windham Southeast Supervisory Union, where your children go to school in one of the schools in our system. And we had a great afternoon. We'll let the students talk about that in a little bit. But again, thank you for joining us. First, I'd like to introduce Diana Wahle, who is the Academic Dean at SIT. And SIT has been such a tremendous host for us over the years. Every year, even this coming January when we do a follow-up visit, they're hosting us. So Daniel, could you just come and let us thank you for your hospitality?
Thanks, Ron, and it is just a joy once again to have you all here. Parents and middle scholars, I refer to our younger folks here as middle scholars. And we take great pride in bringing folks in from all over the world. We do that all summer and all year. You can see by the flags here that we have many, many nationalities and ethnicities here represented. And we are delighted. I know you've already started, and I know you're going to be keeping going tonight and tomorrow throughout the day. And I just hope you all have the opportunity to continue to connect, to engage and participate, and have a wonderful time. So thank you and enjoy yourselves. Thanks.
So you have a little assignment, or some assignments, as part of your dinner time. We're going to let you know where you're going for your meals. But on your tables, you should see some colored sheets. And what we're hoping for, our parents would look at, let's see what we have. We have this yellow sheet with some descriptions of leadership characteristics. We have this green sheet where you would put your child's name and then what you hope for in terms of leadership. This light green sheet, each middle school leadership training student participant write down one high priority you will work to achieve in the upcoming school year. So that's for our students to kind of think about some action steps that they'd like to work on. Excuse me. And then this orange sheet for parents to be thinking about putting your name, your school of your child will be attending in the fall. And as a parent, write down one high priority you will work to achieve in the upcoming school year to support your child. So we feel like parents are intricately involved in this whole leadership approach. So, you know, have some thoughtful conversation about this as you're eating, and let's get to that right now. So this facility cannot house all of the 200 plus people that we have for dining. So we have to send you to a couple of places. Dummerston and Putney, you're going to be in room 101, which is going to be down that hallway. But before you do, you go out that door and go through the serving line to the left, get your food, and get down there and then come back at 6:15. Oak Grove, you're going to be up in 201 upstairs, kind of the balcony area. Again, you would first go out the door to the left through the serving line and get your meal upstairs. And then the rest of the group will be going outside and getting their meals here and coming in here. So we hope that you're all back at 6:15. We have probably about a 10-minute presentation. I think it'll probably go at least 12 minutes. But I want to give you an overview of the program and then hear from some student interns that have done some work and I'd like to share their experience with the group. Okay, so you know where you're headed? A couple groups that way. Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
The SIT staff will let you know when your table should come to the buffet.
Right. So
You gotta put a cherry on top. You like peanuts?
Again, my name is Ron Staley, Superintendent of Schools in the Windham Southeast. Thanks for coming. And I just want to first acknowledge John at SIT, the food service director, and his staff. I know he's collecting some of his staff members. John and his staff do an incredible job, not only for this dinner, but also for our snacks and lunch tomorrow. I know it'll be amazing. And we are just so fortunate to have John and his staff that take care of us so well. So thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to go through a few of these slides because I think it's important to see the context of the work that we're doing. And I've heard from a few parents that their children, their students today, really thought it was a great time that they spent this afternoon, so that's good to hear. And any sort of feedback like that, you tell your parents. Otherwise, you know, tell me, and then we can work on it. So, what does it mean to be a leader? Thank you. We do some activities related to that. Some of our small group discussions today talked about, you know, in situations with bullying and harassment, how easily it can go the wrong direction, and how one person that could stand up with their friends and say, hey, you know, we shouldn't be doing this and let's not do this, can really change the tide of these sorts of things. So we focus on that. The social competencies that we've been working on, probably since about 1998 in Windham County. I was a principal at Leland and Gray, and I know the district here in Windham Southeast, along with Windham Central, Southwest, did a lot of work on asset development. And then more recently, probably the last 5 or 6 years, we've honed in on more of these, what we call social competency, self-direction, planning, and decision-making, having a thoughtful process before you make a decision, interpersonal competence, having empathy, collaboration, sensitivity, and friendship skills. Cultural competency is really important, knowledge and comfort with people of different cultural, racial, ethnic backgrounds. Respect, diversity, and different points of view. That's a really important element of our work. Persevere in challenging situations, resistance skills, defining problems, resist negative peer pressure, peaceful conflict resolution, seek to resolve conflict non-violently. We've done a lot with this in restorative practices, initially at the high school, and now many of the elementaries and middle schools are formalizing programs for restorative practices and restorative justice programs, which is really important. And then responsible and involved citizenship, participation, to participate and contribute to enhance the community, enhancement of the community life, and in a sense, our school is the community. We have many dual credit opportunities for high school students right now, and I'll talk a little bit about this later in a minute. We have about 47 courses right now that allow students at the high school, primarily juniors and seniors, but some sophomores, to
to obtain college credit while they're in high school or at the Career Center. And we have 18 of those courses that are really lined up with social competency work. It's really intentional in terms of those competencies that we talked about a minute ago, or showed you, that courses are lined up with those. And one course in particular, Dimensions in Social Change, we decided a few years ago we really want to have high school students working with younger students as mentors, to kind of share their experience and work with students that are like 4th, 5th, 6th grade, middle school grades. And we could never find the time to get high school students out of class because they'd miss too much. So we designed a class so they could do that. We are fortunate we have 3 of those class members here, and they're going to speak a little bit about their experiences. So it's really exciting to have high school kids, high school students, working with the younger students on these issues. And we run workshops in the fall. All of the middle school and elementary schools come to the high school, to the multi-purpose room, do some small group work, and again, another chance to focus on these strategies. And that kind of gives you a little idea of how it impacts the numbers of students that participate in the summer leadership training. We tie these things together. Anything that we leave from tomorrow is with the idea that it's an action plan as part of their school leadership program. So they'll be working with their adult supporters, their counselors, their principals, other advisors to kind of keep the work going. And so that's why it's great that we have, you know, about 77 students involved in this program this summer. And then that last number, the 650 4th through 6th graders and 400 7th and 8th graders that were engaged through social competency work throughout the year. So it's really spreading throughout the whole district. And as we continue to do this year after year, you know, this is probably the 6th or 7th year that we've done the program at SIT. You know, it comes full circle. We work with high school students that were in this position when they were in 5th or 6th grade, and you know, they've seen the benefit of it, and now they're working with younger students to support them. So here's one of our students that's here tonight, I believe. And where are you there? Oh, stand up, you're famous. Look at that. And this was a follow-up to our workshops in the fall, and then we scheduled something in the spring to talk about these themes. And so representing Oak Grove in this display is awesome. So this is just a listing of, I just wanted to give you a sense of the courses that are available to high school students, because even though as a middle schooler you're not taking these courses yet, you will have the opportunity to do this, and we encourage this. We have our juniors and seniors graduating with 15 to 30 college credits, and you know, it just helps them get into school. It helps with their confidence. It helps with your debt or lack of debt. If you can take off $40,000 through 30 credits, it's very reasonable in terms of $100 for a 3-credit course, which at CCV costs $650. UVM is $1,800. So we want to make it affordable. The Vermont legislature passed a law last year called the Flexible Pathway Law, and they actually incorporated our program as part of their dual credit initiative. And so as a result, our students now get vouchers, free credit for at least 2 courses. And then the other courses are pretty reasonably priced. So just as an example, the business, the STEM, I think I missed the, just the liberal studies. Those first sections are a lot of the ones tied to the social competencies, arts and communication, and then you saw the business and STEM pathway, health and human services. These are some of the partners that we work with. Some of the local businesses, Vermont Agricultural Business Education Center, Omega Optical on the far end over there, and then the schools. The Running Start is the New Hampshire Community College system that awards a lot of our credit. CCV and VTC, the Vermont College system. Southern New Hampshire University has been great. SIT does a lot of our credit granting through the social competency work. So we are really fortunate to have these types of landmark over there, kind of on the corner there. Really great partners. And sometimes it's very confusing, especially to our registrar and dual credit coordinators, that, so where's this credit coming from? And it's all transcripted and it works out pretty well. But it's really a great opportunity for our students. And then another thing that we've really focused on most recently over the last couple of years is the Above the Influence program, encouraging teens to be themselves and not let negative influences get to them. This includes pressure to drink, to do drugs, or anything else that goes against who they are in order to fit in. We just did an exercise from 3 o'clock till about 4:15 on those very scenarios where kids are put in situations where they have to make decisions and tough decisions with peers. And so those were some nice case studies that the students worked through and did some skits and role playing that were really, really excellent. Above the Influence started at UHS 3 years ago. There's currently a club at BAMS. Above the Influence reinforces social competencies, and the Brattleboro Area Prevention Coalition will be available to help the middle school leadership teams integrate Above Influence in their schools. So we're really fortunate to tie that together as well. So the youth adult partnerships throughout WSESU middle school counselors, special educators, school administrators support the school leadership teams. It's key to have these people thinking about social competencies. There's so much pressure for students for mathematics and science and literacy skills and all the academic work, but we really believe that the social competency work is so integral to a successful student's experience. And I am really proud that our administrators, our counselors, we have counselors that are here every year doing this, supporting this work, and we couldn't do it without these adult supporters. So we're really fortunate to have some great staff in the schools doing this. We also have 6 interns this year assisting with the middle school leadership training, and SIT graduate students assisting at BAMS in Dummerston. And again, this partnership with SIT has been very strong. This is an example of one of the workshops 2 years ago where the students were providing some instruction for our younger students from Dummerston. And that's an example of some of the follow-up activities last summer from the middle school leadership program. So at this time, I want to acknowledge and thank our community partners, SIT Graduate Institute. I've talked about that, but I haven't introduced Dr. Ken Williams. Where are you, Ken? He's probably working. Dr. Williams, come on in. Besides being noted as an expert tennis player, he's good. The students see. Who was the student from last year that said it was an epic match? It was like a death match between Dr. Williams and myself. I thought that was a great explanation of what did you do?
I was like, it's the match of the century.
The match of the century. So this will be the epic match number 2 tomorrow. I'm at noontime if you'd like to see that. But besides his tennis prowess, he is such a remarkable instructor, administrator, colleague. We got to work together, probably about 10 years ago at a conference related to some harassing and racial inappropriate incidents. And Ken came to that conference. I could see clearly that he wanted to partner with us in the community in the broader scope of things. And he has been an instrumental key figure in our work with this program. And so thank you, Ken. And I just want to make sure everybody acknowledges it. So the Windham Regional Collegiate High School, we talked a lot about that in terms of the courses, the flexible pathways, and you'll see more about that. The students will see more tomorrow, and you as parents will see that as your students get older. The Brattleboro Elks Lodge, $14.99, they have been really supportive financially to help us continually do this work, because it's pretty costly. And, we don't charge students, we don't want to have student fees associated with this. So groups like the Elks locally really help us, along with the River Valley Credit Union, another local funder that's really helped us a lot. And then the McClure Foundation, we will have 2 representatives from their foundation tomorrow join us and be with us and kind of check out what we're doing. I think they're very pleased with our work, and we couldn't do that without $10,000 grant awards from a place like McClure's. And so we're really fortunate. And another person that's not on here is Diana Wahle. Diana, you should stand up. And Diana is our Asset Development Coordinator, and she and I started working on this back in 1998 when it was a Windham County thing, and she has continued to work with us, and I'm so fortunate to be able to contract with Diana to keep this work going. She's phenomenal, and we could not do this work without Diana, so thank you so much. So at this point, we are going to ask for our students to talk about their reflections related to the social competency work and the work that they've been doing in the school. And Becca, you remind me that Aisha is going first? Okay, Aisha, where are you? You're going to come up? And then I think we're going to hear from Becca. Well, I don't know, we can all come up. Yeah. Strength in numbers. As they're coming up, the sheets that you worked on at lunch, you keep those for your own perspective over the years, to kind of check in with them. But I would ask you if you could just jot down some notes on the sticky pad, because what we would do is use your thoughts for tomorrow's work and some of your hopes and aspirations for your students and for the schools. Just jot down a couple of ideas. And we'll collect these and we'll use these for our program tomorrow. So thanks for doing that. So, who's coming up first? Great. Come on up.
Hi, my name is Aisha, and I'm going to be talking about the Dimensions of Social Change class. So, Dimensions of Social Change was a very interesting and fun class. Our teacher, Mary, ran the class in an open discussion style way. This allowed everyone to not only speak their minds, but to hear lots of different ideas and interpretations. This was important because it allowed for us to get a deeper understanding of the material, as well as hear a range of different opinions. This then fueled the discussions because it made us really think about why we thought what we did, explain it, and back it up. Another really interesting element of this class was that it was offered for dual enrollment, meaning we all got college credit for it, and it was entirely free. For the in-class portion of the curriculum, we learned not only how to study, but to identify as well the different economic, social, and cultural influences that impact young people's behavior and ideas. We looked at this on a national scale and in our own community. We then brought these ideas to the workshops that we ran. I am really happy that I decided to take Dimensions of Social Change. We talked about the things that don't always get talked about or get the amount of attention they need, but really need to be discussed and taught. It opened my eyes to lots of new ideas, and the class environment made me feel comfortable enough to ask questions and voice my opinion.
Hi, I'm Becca Freeman. I very much enjoyed this class as well. I grew a lot from just being a part of it. I had to not only learn to listen and respect others' opinions, but then once a week had to help facilitate a training for elementary and middle school age children. This was an interesting combination for me, because while in class we focused a lot of discussion around racism and gender identity. But when we ran the workshops, the focus was on bullying and harassment rather than the topics we focused on in class. At first I was confused with why the workshops and our class discussions did not match up. Why aren't we talking to the children about racism in an age-appropriate way, rather than exclusion and name-calling? However, by the end of the year, I understood the topics were really the same in both class and the workshops. We were discussing people's differences and how we can accept them for who they are. In elementary and middle school, The reason that some kids may be treated differently is because maybe they dress differently, rather than the color of their skin. But the concept is all the same. And if people are taught at a young age to accept people for who they are, then that would decrease the issues around racism and other prejudices. That's what really made this class great for me, was the hope that we were just not only talking about real issues, but possibly helping to put an end to them. Thank you.
I'm Crystal, and I would just like to add that these workshops were organized and run entirely by us and our classmates in Dimensions of Social Change. So that was pretty difficult, and that was a new experience for all of us. So we would discuss the manner in which we were to speak and approach these kids, because that was really important, and how to handle the various issues that would arise in these workshops, which there are many of them. So that was also new. And so we would gather in the classroom to discuss the discoveries of our small group discussions. And these small group discussions were in the workshops, where we would break up the kids into smaller groups and basically have an intimate and personal conversation with these kids about the issues in their schools. And while sharing our findings with our class, we had to make it really important to keep the identities of these kids confidential. And another aspect of the class was that we looked at the school climate surveys. I think you all remember taking those. Those were the questionnaires about how you felt in your school. And these would help dictate what we would speak about in our workshops to the different schools. And so Dimensions of Social Change is a class that provides a positive learning environment for students. And for me personally, it has taught me how to listen to the ideas and opinions of others while keeping an open mind. And I think that's an ability that I will use for the rest of my life. So thank you, Ron Staley.
Thank you. So now you know how blessed we are to have students like this, not only working in our classes for their own benefit for high school credit, but also in college credit, but also working with your students during this program. And I think we're just so fortunate to have students like this working with us. Ubuntu, I am what I am because who we all are. That's a theme that we started with this afternoon, and we will continue this throughout the day, and really the essence of the social competency work that we continue throughout the school year. So again, thank you for coming. If you can take a moment in your little sticky notes, if you can leave us with a few thoughts, that would really be helpful, because we can work on those topics tomorrow as well. So again, thanks so much, and we'll see our students tomorrow morning at 8:45.
In this room.
In this room. Great. All right, thank you, and good night.